Awesome. All right. Okay, guys, I am really excited that we're doing this one because there are a ton of new distributors who've started over like the Christmas holiday, November, December, January. And obviously, the huge main way that a lot of us grow our businesses, customers and distributors, is through post to post. We can only do so much with the network that we currently have. And there's ways that you can maximize the effort that you're already doing. So, we're going to go over some tips and tricks for HAPs. And I'm just going to start off with the basics for the brand new people who started like last month and this month might not even know what it is. So a HAP is called a host to post. And essentially that's when we send somebody a post and they copy and paste it onto their own Facebook page or their Instagram story, those kinds of things. They're posting for us. And then all of their network sees it. And anyone who's interested comes to the post. So outside of that, sorry guys, working through this. So people who are interested are going to come to the post. They're going to comment and or like. So don't forget to message the people who liked it as well. They showed interest. Sometimes people are nervous to reach out to someone, so we just have to connect with them. They've already showed interest on the post. So essentially, once somebody posts for us, there's a couple things that we want to do. So we want to go to their page, make sure that they actually posted. Sometimes people say they posted. You have to go find it. And you want to find it right away because lots of people post a ton. So you're going to be scrolling forever. And one of the reasons when we get somebody to post, we go find it. And there's 3 dots on the top right-hand side. And you can save it into a collection. Some people didn't realize that you could save in a collection and they were scrolling forever. Definitely save your HAPs to a collection. So I'm going to show you my one from last month and where to find it. So if you're going to go and save your first post, you create a collection and you name it January host to posts. Okay. So when I go into my Facebook menu, right up at the top, it says saved. I know a lot of you guys probably already know this, but then all those posts are automatically there and I can just click on it and it goes directly to the post. Okay. So that is HAPS in a nutshell. And it's up to you. Typically, once I go and save to a collection, you can ask the host right away and offer them the product or the business option. You can wait a day. I would just recommend if they're like, oh, I posted, saying thank you. Thank you so much for posting for me. I totally appreciate it. I got your entry in, something along those lines. So that is just kind of the basic what a HAP is and how to start getting organized with your host to post. We get lots of HAPs, so you definitely want to be on it. And there's certain ones that work and how to utilize them. So Krystal's going to chat about that.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jessica. I know that the sickness is like hitting everybody, it seems, and we're all just trying to get through it. But we know that there's so many new people and like HAPS is such a big thing in the business. So we're like, we need to do the Zoom. We need to like just like share with people that HAPS are like number one thing in the business. And sometimes they're the number one, like most annoying thing. I always say that because I like to be real. Nobody loves messaging for HAPs. It's not something that we just like die to do. But it's something that's like 100% needed. So we need to talk about it, right? So yes, I save mine the same way. So I save it in a collections folder and all that. But then at the same time, like I'm sure you do that too. I keep a list in my phone as well. Like, do you do that too, Jessica? So like I have like a list in my notes of everybody that posts for me. So then at the end of the month,
I take screenshots.
Yeah,
you make a list,
I'll write down their names. Yeah, I make a list. And then at the end of the month, I can just copy paste and it's just like, boom. Because I was talking to another leader and she said that she does it all at the end of the month and she'll write down name. And I'm like, that takes up so much time. So like, just do it like at the same time. That's what I do. And it works. Some people keep it on paper too, but then at the same time, if you keep it on paper, you're going to have to put it onto the computer or, in the Facebook group anyways. So it's like kind of just like saving time. Like don't make it harder than it has to be. Yes. So now like getting into like different types of HAPs. Obviously, when you're first starting the business, and if you have like a really maybe not many Facebook friends, things are slow, whatever, you want to start with a lot of giveaway HAPs, right? Like you want to grow your network. You want to get like what I like to do at the beginning of every month, everybody that is my Facebook friend, I get them to share a giveaway post because they've probably already shared a product post for me and I've already exhausted all the resources. So I'm like, okay, now I need to get their friends to share about the product and grow your network because you can't keep waiting for the same people to eventually be ready to order because you're just going to be sitting there waiting and it might take months, it might take years. And if you want your business to grow, faster than that, then you have to grow your business and start getting into different networks. So giveaway HAPs are so important. There is really good ones in boards. I like the cheese one. Like cheese goes with what you can't say crackers, or peanut butter goes with whatever you can't say bread or something. There's like a sock one that I use sometimes. It all depends like how you feel and like what you think works. Like sometimes you just kind of have to try it out, right? And then you'll kind of notice when things aren't working. You'd be like, okay, I'm not going to use that anymore. Like maybe I'll use something else. But giveaway HAPs are very important. And then also for product HAPs, like the gummies have been our number one product for what, like 2 years now, right? I think it's been 2 years, Jessica, that they've been out. Yeah, it was like the end of December. So I seen in my memories at the end of December. I was like, oh my God, it's been 2 years. So the gummy HAPs, the one where it's like looking for testers or reviewers, like if you could lose 30 pounds, blah, blah, blah. Definitely use that one a lot, either with the picture or without. And then another one that's really popular is the 4 gummies, 2 tablets HAP. Maybe we could share it in the chat. Do you have them on your thing? I'm using my laptop right now. But those are like the number 2 HAPs that I use the most for products. Coffee HAPs are not so popular, I find, anymore. I don't really use them at all unless like somebody has like posted everything and I'm like, okay, sure, like just to get your name in. I'll give them a coffee HAP. The cleanse one is also really good too. People really enjoy, debloating and get rid of sludge, especially after holidays too. So that's something to keep in mind. But I think you definitely want to have like a mixture of, giveaway HAPs and product HAPs just constantly on the go. So whenever you feel like you're just running out of people to post for you, that's when you know you need to get up giveaway HAPs. So it's just like an ongoing process that you just have to be aware of, basically. What was I gonna say? And then I guess I could mention too, like if you're, you know, you feel like nobody's posting for you, you don't know what to do, the same people keep posting on your giveaway HAPs, that your giveaway posts that you put on your own wall, and you're just like, I don't understand what's going on. That's when, we can dive into our friends list and start messaging people on our friends list. And again, there are so many messages and boards, so you can message your enroller and they can kind of guide you to where those messages are. You can just edit them to the giveaway that we have ongoing. And yeah, it's basically just like, just getting out there and doing it, which sometimes is the biggest mental struggle. What was I going to say? Okay, I think that's it. So Jessica is going to go on now and she's going to talk about, how it's all a numbers game and people tell every single one of us no, and we just have to keep going. So Jessica's going to elaborate.
Yes, I was trying to copy and paste those scripts into the chat, and my computer is not letting me do it.
Okay.
But like Krystal said, if you want
yeah.
the most popular ones, message your enroller or
Yeah.
message me, and I'll send them to you or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are so many numbers when it comes to host to post. First thing is, you guys, you have to know that not every single person who posts for you is going to have their host to post blow up. So I would say 50% of the posts that I get up in a day, half of them will have nothing. So it's not just you, all of us get that. And normally it's not us. It's typically the person who's posting. They either have a really small network or they have a really bad algorithm. They're not active online, or maybe they overpost and they put your post up, but there's 20 other ones after that and yours just don't get seen. So I just want to let you know, you have to be realistic with how many host to posts that you get up in a day. Because if you're only doing two, one is the only one getting traction. So typically we recommend go for 5 or more. You know, you want to set yourself up for success. There's nothing more discouraging than getting a couple of HAPs up each day and then nothing. So just know that it takes a little bit of that effort to hit the right number. And if I've been doing this for, today's my 8th year anniversary, but host to post have been around for like, I don't know, 5 years. And I would say for me, I just know that if I get up 10 product host to posts, I'll sign a customer the same day. Some other customers take time to obviously have the payment and have some things aligned for them. But like, I know that if I'm getting up 10 HAPs a day, normally I'll sign around a customer a day. It doesn't always happen like that, but just to give you kind of an average. So if you want to ask yourself, okay, how many customers do I want a week? How many customers do I want in a month? All those things are attainable goals that you can set for yourself based on how many HAPs up you get in a month. I would say go for those small consistent goals each day versus pushing, like doing nothing for 3 or 4 days and then getting up, 30 or 40. It's overwhelming and you can get blocked. So consistency is key when it comes to host to posts. And then I want to talk about the amount of messaging that it takes to get up those host to posts, because this is where, again, so many people underestimate and then feel discouraged. No one's responding to me. If I message 30 to 50 people in a day, I'll get my 5 up. And that might seem like a really big number, but it's just like if you had a regular storefront business. How many people are going to come into your store and browse, and how many people are actually going to buy? Not every single person does, right? So we just have to have as many conversations as possible, and going in with the right mindset too. I know that when we're new, we're like, oh my God, I have to ask someone to post for me and it's about weight loss. Like, those are all thoughts that I thought someone's going to say no, or they're going to say some particular thing. Now I'm like, you know what? What if I reached out to this person and they won the cash and they really needed it? Like, if I was like a single mom and I won $1,000, how pumped would I be just because I copy and pasted a post? Like, you never know who you're going to impact by asking too. What if that person puts a post up and you help somebody get set up with the products, and now that they've lost the weight, they will get their knee surgery, or you could save someone. We help people with their health, and people struggle with their health on multiple levels, and we're helping people. So ask someone to post so that you can help others. Okay, I have got a couple of little tips to how to maximize those host to posts that don't get any traction. So typically for me, I get up my host to post through the week. So say I got 5 people to HAP for me today. Tomorrow I'm going to go obviously check the likes and comments. Okay, I'm following up I'm putting in all the effort to get up the HAP. You want to make sure that you're checking them. On the second day, I'll go back and double check it, because sometimes comments will come in later, and then I'll do something called boosting. If they don't have any comments on their post, I'll go and put a before and after picture. I'll put a customer testimony. You guys use the products, because if you get your own testimony and you can comment your own before and afters and results on a HAP, you're going to sign way more customers. Just saying. But once you do that, what Facebook does is it recognizes that, oh, there's comments on this post. People are interested. I'm going to boost that in the algorithm, and it opens up to more people to see it, fresh eyes, and get more comments coming in. Doesn't always happen, but always good. Like, it's really quick. You just go comment on it. And then lastly, what I do at the end of the week on my Friday is I'll go back to all my HAPs and I'll say, I have a spot open. we always have a spot open, but it reboosts it, and anyone who might have commented or liked on that post is going to see that, and then it kind of is the, you know, the ignition for them to reach out and message you. And a lot of people get paid on Friday, so they'll be like, oh, now I'm going to go and like reach out to her. You can say, I got a spot open, message me Gummy. Give them some kind of call to action, whatever the host to post is. You'll be surprised. All of a sudden Friday, you'll go look in your pending messages and it'll say, Gummy, 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 Gummy. Hey, I saw Sally's post about your Gummy. So if you're letting them know they can come to you, maybe they don't want to comment. They don't want people to know that they need to lose weight or whatever their comfort level is. So those are some tips to help. I also, last thing is, if I'm sending messages on a host to post, one thing you have to know is those people aren't if they haven't accepted your friend request and you message them, hey Jen, I saw you commented on Sally's post about my gummy, you want info? There's a circle beside their name. If it's showing gray, they haven't even received it yet. If it's showing blue, they haven't even opened it yet. So it could be in their pending message requests if they haven't accepted your friend request. So what I do is if someone comments, I want info, I'll go and reply to their comment, send you a message. And then on Friday, if I've already sent that message, like I've already responded back to them, I'll go back if they haven't seen and say, hey, did my last message come through? And a lot of the time people will be like, oh no, I didn't realize it was in my pending inbox. So those are some things you can do to kind of just maximize your conversations and have people responding back to you. Thank you, Nicole, for putting those in the chat. Do you have anything else that you want to add, Krystal?
I put those in the chat. You've mixed up me and Nicole a few times now.
Oh, I did. Sorry, I had her. I saw her first one there. I wrote down and say yes, and then. Well,
no,
Krystal, thank you. You're on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just signed into on my phone. I was like, oh, that'll be easier. Yeah, so there was a couple things I wanted to say is just adding on, like it's very important to, if people aren't, like if you got up a post and it has like 8 comments on it and not one single person like answered you, they're not getting the message. So go back to that post like Jessica said and say, hey, my message is just sitting in your request folder, let me know if you got it. And then sometimes people are just like, I don't see it, and then you'll have like 8 comments of like back and forth and you're just like, but eventually it happens and then you're talking, right? So sometimes they just don't know where it is, because you know how like we'll randomly get a notification being like, this person's trying to connect with you, or whoever sent you a message. Like sometimes that doesn't happen, it just like randomly appears. So making sure that you're just going back to your HAPs and like seeing the comments on it and clicking the person's profile, seeing where the convo left off. Sometimes that's a good way to like see, making sure you wrote down their name too, because you want to be writing down all your potentials. So it's just like a good habit to have, to just like double check your HAPs. And then another thing I wanted to say was when you're sending out messages and people say that they're going to post, you give them a post and then the conversation just like falls off. They just don't say anything, or they say like, oh yeah, I'll do it later. And then you don't hear from them. Usually I wait like maybe a day if I'm like persistent, or I don't know, feeling annoying. But sometimes I'll wait like 2-3 days and there's messages and boards, but I'll just be like, hey, I'm submitting the entries from the last few days. I'm just wondering if you have the chance to get the post up. And I would say probably like, I don't even know, like 60-70% of the time people are like, oh, so sorry, like I was so busy, I'll do it now. Like, oh, I forgot, I was like doing whatever and I'll do it now. And sometimes people will be like, no, I'm not going to do it. And you're just like, okay, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. Have a good day. So it's always good to, scroll back in your messenger. That's what I do. I know Jessica does like you put your stuff in like the archive or whatever. I don't do that. I just like scroll and I find like my last message is a HAP. Sometimes it's not. So sometimes I go to message somebody to HAP for me and I'm like, oh, The last thing was giving them a HAP. But yes, look for those people that you sent a HAP to and see if they'll get it up. And then I did write down one thing when you were sharing first about messaging the likes, is because, sometimes people don't want to comment on your post on the HAP because they're embarrassed. They don't want to say that they want to lose weight. So it's very, very important to message the likes. Sometimes I look past it too because I'm like, there's been like, sometimes where people aren't interested. So it kind of like messes with my mind. But then I'm always like, no, we got to message the likes, because it's been many, many times where I message the likes and they're like, yes. And then they order right away. So you honestly just never know. And you'd rather, waste your time and like get a customer than not do it at all and miss out on that customer and then them sign up with somebody else. So just always do it and get up those HAPs. I would say, like 5 to 10 a day. Sometimes I won't get up any in a day. Then the next day I'll get up like 15. So just kind of make up for it. Focus on like what your goals are and what you want out of this business, and just know that the HAPs are going to get you there. And you have to get different people to HAP for you too. You can't just get the same people to HAP for you every day of the week, because that's just, you're just fooling yourself. And yeah, I think that's it. So if anybody has any questions, put it in chat or unmute yourself. But I think that's about it. Do you have anything, Jessica?
I think that you can only get 4 entries into the giveaway now. So before we had people host a posting, like the same people host a posting over and over and over. And there's a reason why, like Krystal said at the beginning, if you're having the same people posting for you, you're stuck in the same network. So you have to get up lots of giveaway posts. Bust through that network, wait until you have a couple that kind of explode, and then from there, sprinkle in your product and then go back to giveaway. Expand out, out, out. I can't remember which leader said it. I think it was Jenica Winters. And she was like, I do 4 layers of friends. So I get someone to do a giveaway. Anyone who comments on that post, I give them all the giveaway. Anyone who comments on everyone else's post, I give them all the giveaway. And then from there, it's like an explosion of product in a whole bunch of networks. So I was like, that's such a smart idea. So just know that there's a whole bunch of different ways you can work host to post, but expansion is key. New conversations, new people, new HAPs is so important.
Yeah. And making sure you're sending everybody a friend request that comments on a HAP. Sometimes I won't send men friend request. Sometimes I won't even message them. Like if it's on a giveaway post, sometimes I'll just like their comment and keep scrolling. But yeah, that's just me, because sometimes men can be weird, and yeah. But yes, making sure you're sending the friend request. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I hope everyone got some good tips, and message your enroller if you have any questions or whatever. And thank you all for hopping on. All right, that's it.
And we made it in good time, only 25 minutes. We freaking rocked that. Thank
Yeah,
you,
that was
Krystal,
good.
for doing this with me.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
Okay. Good night,
All right,
everybody.
bye.
Bye.